This is Dr. Mooney. This is a change from how I normally do my Sunday message, but I felt like it was time for me to kind of talk and share some of the thoughts that I have about what's going on right now. I know that this is a very challenging time for everyone in the BCC community, whether it's students, parents, teachers, even those of us who are still coming into the building. It's really a challenging time because we don't know what's going to come next. We don't know. We have a lot of uncertainty about where things are going. And that causes us to feel a lot of anxiety and fear on a general level. One of the most important things we can do when we are noticing that we're having that is really to talk about it and to really name it. I know, for example, that me personally, my fuse is a little shorter, and as I'm working from home some of these days and I'm dealing with children at home of my own, that I'm really having to think about what I'm saying and how I'm reacting to the things that they're doing. I also think that it's important for all of us to remember that we do have to allow some grace for others as they are struggling to deal with their own kind of thoughts about what's going on right now. None of us know the answers. None of us know where this is going. None of us even know what tomorrow is going to bring for us in terms of what's going to happen to us from an educational point of view, what's going to happen to us from a society point of view. But I think it's important for us to remember that we continue to talk about it, and that we continue to look for ways to support the others around us. I also have kind of been thinking a lot about the things that have worked, that I've been able to do, and I wanted to share a couple of those. One of those things that did happen in my house is that as we've transitioned to me working from home some and my children having to do some of their work from school here, is that we really have looked at how we can establish a routine. Now, that doesn't mean we're getting up as early as we did every day during the school year, or that, every day from 7:45 until 2:30 everybody's doing work and that we're doing that. But we are really trying to say these are the times when we're going to do this. This is how we're going to approach our day in and day out. But we also have allowed ourselves to have some flexibility in that. For example, on Friday, it was a beautiful day outside. My youngest children barely came inside all day. They didn't do any schoolwork at all. Now, the trade off on that was that they did have to spend an hour on Saturday doing some reading, writing, and math. But that's what we worked with, and that's what we agreed to as a family. Another piece that we've been able to do that's been really important for us is using social media to keep in touch with our family, especially my children's grandparents, as are used to seeing them 3 or 4 times a week, and they haven't seen them in a little over a week. We're using social media to really keep in touch with them, make sure everything's okay, make sure they have the things we're needing. I know that as teenagers, I don't even have ability to fathom all of the social media that you all use, but I do think that it's important for you to continue to use that rather than gathering together. And the final thing, and this goes back to what I said earlier, is that in my house, we're just making sure we talk about it. That when we notice that someone's upset, we're talking about why they are. We're giving people space. We're making sure that if people look like they're upset, that we give them a chance to have some time by themselves, or we give them a chance to talk about it, or we really support them. So that's what we're doing. I know that those aren't really necessarily straight, easy answers, but that's what we're continuing to try to work on. And as we continue to move through this, all of us will look for different ways to help each other out. I do want to share just a few general BCC related announcements, primarily about kind of the work that's been put out there already. As a reminder, everything that is posted on Google Classroom or My MCPS Classroom is at this point considered optional. None of that work will be graded, none of it is due. That is something that is there for enrichment for you. As we continue to move forward, if the school system decides to close for longer, or if that decision is made, then there may be some changes to that. But as of today, as of the time I'm recording this video, the information I know is that all of that work is optional and will not be graded. Also, teachers shouldn't be giving you any new assignments at this time. The other thing I want to talk about is AP exams. AP, the College Board, which administers the AP exams, has notified everyone that AP exams will be given online this year, which is a different format. A lot of that information is still being worked out right now, but we'll provide that information as soon as we know it. Also, I know that the International Baccalaureate, the IB organization, is actually meeting on Friday, March 27th to decide what they are going to do next with their exams and how that might change. So stay tuned for additional information about that. So that's pretty much all I needed to say today. I will continue to provide updates as we know more information. I primarily will use email as that method of communication using my MCPS Classroom or using the ConnectEd messages to get in touch with parents. But at this time, I just want to remind everyone to stay safe, to practice social distancing, and to be healthy. I'll talk to you again soon.